Welcome one, welcome all. This is Daybreaker Rein coming at you through your video scope with a redo game. I have to redo this video for the PS2 dungeon actually, so I figured I'd go ahead and redo it this week and stream it. So welcome all to the PS2 dungeon. We're going to be looking at Activision Anthology again. This is the Activision Anthology redo. I just want to go ahead for the record and go ahead and say Army Men Green Rogue is probably going to be put on hold until I can figure something out with that. And I just want to reiterate the fact the PS2 I currently have that is in working condition cannot register cheating devices. So regardless if I have a cheating device or not, I cannot use the cheating device with the current PS2 that I have that's working. If I can find me another PS2 in working order or ever have the disposable income to buy another PS2, we'll cross that road when we come to it. You know, I can go do something with that. Another thing is that I want to also super stress Army Men Green Rogue does not have any in-game cheats. I looked extensively in a Google search, and this was way before I had a commenter saying that, oh, well, you should just use Google. I did that already, and I stressed that in probably two out of the 5 of those videos. I said that there are no in-game cheats, none to speak of. There's no codes, no in button inputs, nothing. There's nothing for that game. If there is, I potentially missed it, but the only results I were able to find were Game Shark cheats. And again, my PS2 cannot register the cheating device that I do currently own. So, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and look at this. I don't necessarily know what the hell we're going to play. I know that, like, the last time I did this, I think I went through all of them. I don't even remember if there were any that I actually liked. I don't remember if there was one. I remember one of them, though. No, that's not true. There was at least one that I remember being fairly decent and that I actually enjoyed. Was it the Spider Fighter? Yeah, I think it might have been Spider Fighter. So I don't necessarily know if we're going to go through every single game like we did in the first video. And for those who are wondering, I'm redoing this video because the first take of it got heavily muted. It got muted and it's blocked in like every country known to man. There's probably like some country that it didn't block it in, but it blocked practically it being viewed in any country due to the licensing issue with the soundtrack. That's why in this video I usually like to do the whole boot up segment showing that I'm actually, you know, using the PS2 and everything like that. But in this particular instance, I went ahead and stayed here just so that the music was already shut off because I didn't want any sort of muting or flagging or anything like that. And I know that that's kind of boring, but I mean, hell, a lot of these games, when you really sit and think about it, they didn't have soundtracks. They didn't have music back in the day, so it's like, you know, I mean, you pretty much had to. You had to use your, use your imagination when it came down to it. Yeah, again, I really don't remember what games. I remember playing checkers, and I think we did a whole thing of checkers, and I freaking just was awful at it. I'm having a hard time determining if these are actually supposed to be. They look more like aliens than they do spiders. That's just my opinion, though. And I also did figure out what it was, the issue I was having in the last episode of Army Men Green Rogue. There was a instance where the video looked like there were screen tearing. The reason that there was the screen tearing is because the cables I had connecting the TV to the capture device were bad. So it seems that that issue has been resolved. I had another pair of component cables that I could use, so there's that. So we took care of that. So you can't just hold the button. I mean, you can hold the button to shoot rapidly, but if you just hold the button, you won't fire. You actually have to let go of the button after your shots are fired. You know, it's amazing to me that, you know, it's so interesting that, like, games like this kind of, you know, for lack of a better term, tend to stand the test of time. You know, like, it's weird, like, that, like, a lot of these older games, they're just, like, I think even James Rolfe said it in one of his videos. He said that it's amazing that, like, you know, retro games can still be fun regardless of how old they get. You know, whereas, you know, games like I think it was his Tiger Electronics video, because he said, you know, retro is something, you know, that you can, like, or retro old school is something that you can go back to with fond memories. You know, outdated is something you never want to go back to. I mean, most of this stuff, you know, by today's tech and standards is pretty much outdated. I mean, you know, let's be real. You know, then again, though, I mean, you know, the freaking games in the vein of it, you know, are dime a dozen on, you know, stuff like like on Steam. You know, you could freaking make like indie versions of games like this. Okay, I guess I can't let the spiders take, or the thingies take the fruit. I'm guessing that's supposed to be fruit. Oh, dang. I got gibbed as soon as I freaking... Dang it! Alright, was that it? Is that it? I think so. Okay. Yeah, so that was fun. Oh no, I don't want to change the game mode. We'll go to something else now. Yeah, I know that, like, we checked out like every single game the last time, and I just I don't think I have the stomach for it this time. I think it's more or less I'm just gonna play whatever. I think I remember this one being alright. So it's like Space Invaders, but the invaders just like move in a straight line. Oh, I think I remember this one, yeah. That's kind of weird. As you move, your shot follows your ship, like... Okay, yeah, I remember this one. I remember playing this one. And I apologize to you guys about the webcam not being on. I still have yet to secure a way to do the green screen. I'm still trying to figure that out. If anybody has any suggestions, please let me know. I really rather not hang it from the ceiling. That's what I was doing before. And then I switched my desk so where it was facing outward, and I had it hanging up on the wall, and just had it hanging up on the wall like that. I'm looking for like some kind of like screen or harness, something that I could pin the green screen up to, you know, something that's like easily dismantleable or something like that, or foldable, or is you can fold it or something like that, so I can put the green screen away so it's not up 90% of the, you know, all the time, every single time. You know, because I don't need it all the time, you know. I just need it for when I record. Okay, I already ran out of lives, huh? Okay, so the L1 button changes game mode. I don't know what all the different game modes are for a lot of these, so we're not going to spend too much time on every single one. We might revisit a couple. I'm just trying to remember which ones I actually enjoyed, because there's a lot on here that are not good. Stampede was okay. Why not, for old time's sake? I know everybody's probably gonna want to see it. This is like the definitive game of this, probably, of this whole collection. If people aren't aware of Pitfall, then, you know. I don't know. I mean, would gamers today, or I mean, you know, like kids today, would they know about Pitfall? It's kind of an interesting premise, to be perfectly honest. Like, would they actually? It's kind of interesting to think about when you really sit and think about it, because it's like, I mean, this is like the definitive of like, how do you jump off? It's not the same button to jump. Oh yeah, that's right. I actually found a way you can. Okay, you're supposed to press down. There we go. Oh yeah, we gotta jump on the crocodile heads. And that didn't go too well. Now did it? We'll try that again. I remember one time somebody told me I looked like Pitfall Harry. I don't know where the hell they got that idea, or what they were freaking smoking to make them think that I looked like Pitfall Harry, but yeah, that was something that I was told at one point in my life, is that I looked like Pitfall Harry. Oh, dang. I swiggity that. Oh man, this is gonna be, it's kind of tough. Before Dark Souls, there was Pitfall. You know, I'm actually kind of curious because, you know, I mean, it always depends on, you know, who you ask when it really comes down to it. But like, what would be the like, to like most people, man, this is probably not the smartest idea I could have done. Yeah, no, got killed by the scorpion. You know, like to most people, like it's always different. You know, so it's like. I would be curious to know, like, what is, like, for people who, like, grew up with the Atari, like, what was the hardest game that they, like, that they physically remember them playing? Like, not, and no, not the stereotypical, you know, her E.T. You know, no, like, for real, like, you know, games that they have, like, fond memories of. Like, what would be, like, the hardest, like, Atari game that they ever played? You know, is it something like Pitfall? Is it, like... Oh, okay, so you can jump on the back of their heads, you just can't jump on them when their mouth is open. Okay, we obviously gotta stay up top. Thing is that you lose so much health. How do you get past that? Ah! I didn't think, like, going backwards was gonna... Okay, I guess you just jump over the snake. What's that, like a gold bar? Oh, okay, it gives me more score. Okay, cool. So, like, your score is like your health meter, more or less. Unless you fall into stuff like that. It's crazy to think, like, how mind-blowing this must have been, you know. Oh, dang. Yeah, this is definitely one of those games where it was pretty much like trial and error. Like, I think it's like after a while you eventually like learn what each screen has to offer and everything like that. So, okay, well that's enough of that, I think. I'm going to something else. Yeah, we're not changing the game mode type, please. We're not doing that because that would just freaking drive me up the wall. Okay, so we got a couple different, like, I guess the games are actually sorted by year that they came out, which is kind of cool. But again, I just don't remember what games were actually good and which ones weren't. Plaque Attack sounds familiar. Oh yeah, that one was Private Eye. Yeah, isn't Sequest just you freaking play as a submarine? Pitfall 2. There was one game on here that I remember, like, really enjoying. That I was like, hey, I could get behind that, you know? Let's try Beam Rider. Let's see what this is all about. We got 3D perspective, which is kind of interesting because you never really had that back in the day. Okay. Usually it's select to start the game, but... Controller didn't die, did it? Oh, there we go. Already dead. Okay. What the hell am I shooting? I mean, it's Atari. It only had one button. So I gotta be doing it right. I just... It's kind of crazy to think that, like, you know, nowadays it's like people would actually be like, you know, finding it really difficult to figure out like how these games work. It's like I don't know if the beam is actually like, are you supposed to do something with it? Are you supposed to hold the button? Okay, well I killed something. I blew up something. So I am doing it right. Maybe it's just certain things you can't destroy. Maybe like these little green things you can't actually destroy. That would make sense considering the beam doesn't do anything to them, so that's probably what it is. Alright, we'll try this one more time. Why not? I don't know if that's just the game getting stuck, or... Huh. I don't know, the controls were really not responsive on that one for some weird reason. Diathlon, Frostbite. This from a first-person perspective? Yeah, I guess you're supposed to be like a ship or something. What did I do? I don't know what I did. I just hit L1 and then, like, things came up. It's just like if you hit L1, L2, or R2, like, stuff comes up. I don't know what any of that meant, though. See, that's kind of the hard thing when you buy a loose copy of something. I bet there were explanations of the games in the manual, but I can't be bothered to go hunting down a manual in a case for Activision Anthology of all things. Stays in the loose copy. Okay, I don't know what's going on here, so I thought it was more simplistic, like where it was just like, oh, this stuff eventually shows up on screen and you shoot it. I guess not. Okay, we are definitely not doing any of the sports ones. We'll see, River Raid's got River Raid and then River Raid 2, so why don't we try out River Raid? Okay, looks like you got fuel. Okay. It's like a very, very early form of a shmup. Dude, did I just, like, wreck that bridge? Like, for real, real? How are the cars gonna get by, then? What's this plane's problem? Oh, damn it. You're just like wrecking bridges, man. Like screw the innocent civilians who get caught in the crossfire. Like screw them. Oh, damn it. Okay, so you have to like kind of you, you have to be careful not to shoot the fuel tanks. Oh, damn. You can't really go anywhere. It doesn't seem like it's like okay, so you've got fuel. If you fly over it, you get more fuel, which is good. If you shoot it, that's a problem though. Man, there's a lot of helicopters and boats in this river, man. I mean, this must be a pretty bitchin' river to have so many freaking helicopters and boats just chilling around in it. I think that's like the only like I'm glad like you know I mean obviously this is a very this is like a granddaddy shoot 'em up, right? Like I'm so glad shoot 'em ups nowadays have like you know gone into the idea of okay, well you actually do have a throttle and accelerate and decelerate. I did not know that. If you hold up, it seems like you go faster. If you actually hold down, you go slower. So I guess in a way they did have kind of an idea that you know stuff was going to be coming from left and right, so they wanted to give you a means to avoid it. But like yeah, like I was saying, you know, this is a prime example of a granddaddy shmup, you know. So it's like I'm kind of glad that like shmups nowadays like have complete full like movement. I mean, you're limited to specific motions, but for the most part, you've got complete and utter control over your ship. Like you're not just restricted to one specific plane. You know, you're not just stuck at the bottom of the screen and that's all you get. You know, I mean, some were like that. You know, I mean, but like during the NES era, like obviously a lot of that changed. You know, with like games like Gradius, Life Force. What's the other one that I play a lot? I mean, you know, I mean, in a way, this is more akin to Galaga in a way. When you really sit and think about it, I'm gonna try it one more time because I actually am kind of digging this. So I know that this video is going to be drastically different in comparison to the original take, where I did play every single game, at least until I ran out of lives in some of them. But again, you know, I really just was more or less wanting just... Because it's like, I've already done it, so like that was kind of like... It was kind of already like a sort of like a hindrance for me, because I really didn't want to have to redo the video. You know, I mean, unfortunately, that was just just the name of the beast, because I had to have an actual video that people can view. I have to redo it. You know, it wasn't something that I could just sit on. But I did want to have a complete collection. You know, the PS2 dungeon was the whole point, is to go through my entire PS2 library. So I really did want to have that not be a hang up for me, where that's the one video out of all the videos that like you can't watch. You know, it was the very first PS2 dungeon video. I mean, that video is still up. I'm leaving it up just to see if they ever kind of like unfuck it, I guess. With how YouTube is nowadays, I doubt very seriously that's going to be going down. But you know, it's something. It's there. I unlisted it, so you can't view it anymore. You have unlocked the cloud cover gameplay mode. Okay. Well, that was charming to actually hear some music for once. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and okay, well that's good. See, like I was trying to more or less prompt the save functionality earlier, so that way that the sound was already lower, so that'll actually work in the future, I guess, if I ever just want to stream this on the fly. Okay, so since we just played River Raid 1, I want to see what River Raid 2 has to offer, because obviously this has got to be somewhat better when you think about it, because it's the sequel. So let's see if they've updated the playing field at all. Okay, why do I keep crashing? Yeah, like I said, having the manual probably would have been the best thing in the world to have. Okay. I'm just confused why I'm instantly crashing. It feels like I think you have to hold. Okay, yeah, you have to hold up. Okay, and it seems like you actually have a latitude and longitude. Okay, well at least once you get off the boat, you don't have to do the boat part again. And the enemies actually fire back. Or I guess maybe your altitude is dependent on... Because I noticed that my speed went down when I came further back. So I guess you kind of do have, in a way, movement? This is weird. Like, it's obvious that they tried... I guess depending on your altitude depends on your speed. So they could have just had a speed meter. Like, I don't understand why the altitude meter has to even be a thing. Because it's obvious that... I mean, I guess I'm more interested in what is supposed to be... Like, how are you supposed to get fuel? Like, in the first game, it was pretty self-explanatory how to get fuel. I don't know. I don't think that one's as good as the first one. The first one's easy to understand for the most part, so... I would definitely say the sequel. Well, I mean, again, they were obviously trying to improve on the format, and like I said, the manual for this particular game probably had brief explanations and brief rundowns of every single game that's actually on this collection. I would assume. But since I don't have the manual and I've never played any of these games, like I didn't grow up with Atari, unfortunately. You know, I grew up with Super Nintendo. Like Super Nintendo was my time. You know, so you know, I didn't get to grow up with Atari, so like Atari's like my parents, like, but I think even then, like, I don't even think my dad really grew up with an Atari. If he had an Atari, and why he didn't keep it is beyond me. I think my dad was more of an arcade connoisseur. Like, I think he liked going to the arcades more than the idea of like a home console. I do know that my uncle, I believe it was my uncle. My uncle actually had an Atari Jaguar, according to what my dad says. My dad's bro had an Atari Jaguar at one point. Maybe it was this one that I really liked, or maybe it was just the Spider Attack. Maybe Spider Attack. God, you gotta love these like old school sounds, like especially like that's one game I really like to pop in every now and then, and that's something I should really do for a stream one of these days. Midway Arcade Treasures on original Xbox. It's available on other consoles, as well as there's a PSP version of it. I don't think I have the PSP version of it anymore. I might have sold it. I don't think I did. I should still have it. I don't know why I would have sold it. That freaking collection's great. I don't remember if it's got Robotron on it or not. I need to go see. If I still have it, I need to go see. But the original, the first one, Midway Arcade Treasures on OG Xbox is the one that I know for a fact I do have, and that one has Robotron on it. And Robotron is like one of my fondest memories because my dad was really good at Robotron because he used to play it back in the arcade. So I remember one time when I was a kid, and I've probably said this story before. I know I've told my friends, my real life friends, this story before. Okay, dude, like, let me shoot you, please. I'm trying to tell a story. Ooh, different enemy type. Yeah, like I remember my dad was like, oh god, he was so good at that freaking game. Like I could never compare. Like, because I had Midway Arcade, it's like Midway Arcade, well, it's Midway Arcade Treasures on OG Xbox, but Midway Arcade Classics on Saturn, and that had Robotron on it. And my dad was like a freaking boss at Robotron. Like, I remember one morning waking up as a kid and hearing him play it, and, because the Sega Saturn was in my parents' room. I remember going in and, watching him play. And it was just like the most mind-blowing thing because he was like at like wave like 200 something. You know, my dad was freaking amazing. He blew my mind when I was a kid. Oh, can I shoot faster now? Looks like they're letting me shoot faster. I guess like my ship upgraded? I know we're kind of sticking to the ones that involve shooting things, but those seem to be the most self-explanatory ones to play. Like, you just aim and shoot. You know, like, some of these games just, they are just, obviously, it's like, they just are not really that self-explanatory to play. So, I'm trying to kind of understand what the hell they're even shooting at me. Yeah, see, it looks like, I guess, like, once you get to a certain point, your shots upgrade. Okay, I've had enough of that. That one's, you know, like, the other one, I think, was a bit more fun because it was a bit more frantic. Like, there was a lot more going on. Like, that one just seems, it seems kind of slow. Let's try Laser Blast. I don't remember how this one went. They don't really give you much time to think now, do they? So it's like, it almost kind of reminds me, damn. Almost kind of reminds me of Missile Command, actually. Just except instead of, you know, you being the one commanding the missiles, you're the one that's destroying the missiles, the missile launchers. That one's alright, I guess. I'm not good at it, apparently. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I mean, you know, I know that I actually played this already. It's just like I don't remember like any of the freaking games like at all. You know what this one reminds me of? I used to play this old game. I don't know if you guys ever went to a place. I'm sure there are probably people who know what I'm talking about. Back before I had consoles, I had computer games and web browser games. And one of the ones I remember playing a lot, I went to Shockwave a lot. Oh no! Okay, I don't like these guys because they freaking move diagonal. Damn. What the hell are they? Well, I mean, they're red. Are they lobsters? What the hell am I killing? Oh, they're termites. Oh, okay. Okay, so you can't let the termites get... Man, those are some freaking monster termites, man. Now that I think about it, like, because termites are small, like, oh god. But yeah, I used to hang around this place called Shockwave. At the time, it was Shock Ray. It used to be called Shock Ray, and then it became Shockwave. Used to hang around that a lot and used to play that a whole bunch. There was a game on here that is very reminiscent of this, and I am doing a freaking awful job at this. I know, I am not a good exterminator. I'm no Dale Gribble, man. I remember playing a game. It was God, I don't even remember the name of it. That's the sad thing. But it was this, you played this, like, bald dude, and basically you, like, threw, like, tomatoes and eggs down at the city below. And it was really fun. It was, like, one of the few games, like, I remember playing a bunch. I don't think I was ever, like, really super good at it. Oh my god, they get faster. Like, what kind of madness is this, man? That freaking... They're going diagonal. You obviously don't... You gotta, like... Oh, man. So what, do I have until the whole building collapses? Man, they're really lenient with how many extra lives they give you. I can at least say that. It's like, you obviously want to wait until they freaking show up at the window, but it's like, that obviously is not a good idea, because they'll freaking hop in the window before you can. I don't like these ones because they move out really far. Like, why you gotta do that to me, game? Come on, man. I'm not good at this kind of crap. And again, guys, I do if I do have to upload this video, like if I have to download it first before I can upload it, just to, because for some weird reason Twitch likes to segment my videos at times, where like the first like 50 seconds will be cut off and be its own video, and then now it's becoming like super difficult. It's probably like you obviously want to keep the building as high as you possibly can, because if you don't, then you can't freaking. I want to know where he's getting all these freaking plants, man. Shit, dude. If I have to upload this video that way, where I have to download it and edit the two parts together, then I'll put some music over. Okay, well, I guess eventually you run out of lives. Huh. Okay, then. That was an interesting game, to say the least. But I'll put some music in, or something that's not gonna get me copyright struck. Like the last one. I know it's kind of boring that there really isn't any music, but again, you got to remember at the time there wasn't any music in any game. There was like maybe little chimes here and there, but there wasn't any music back in Atari days. Let's try Robot. I do think I remember playing this one and kind of enjoying it. Did I get hit? I guess I got hit. Does my shot follow where I... I think my shot follows me. Oh, it turned night? Damn, man, I actually have to freaking use my radar now. Man, that was like the craziest day to night transition, though. Well, it doesn't help that my screen keeps going black. What the hell? How am I supposed to fight some freaking tank that's freaking, like, wrecking my shit? Okay, I had enough of that one. Yeah, Plaque Attack I remember. Remember Sequest. Don't know what's going on there. Well, let's try it. Why not? I put it in the machine, so why not? Oh god, so it's like an early, like, Ikari Warriors. Is that music? I'm assuming those are landmines. Why is the blue guy shooting the other blue guys though? I mean he's a lighter shade of blue, but why is he shooting the darker blues? I mean, I understand that like Atari was probably extremely limited on the amount of colors that they could use. Oh shit, dude, hanging out in a freaking. Okay, so I take that back. Apparently, there was games that did attempt to have some sort of music going down. Do you hear that? I mean, it's nice that it breaks the silence at least. I like how the bullets are like puck shaped. It's like I'm shooting pucks at people. Actually, that would probably be a viable method to kill people, to be perfectly honest. And apparently, according to my HUD, it says I've got grenades. But, how do I use them? Let's give that another go. Okay, so I have 2 extra guys. Then I already lost one. I guess I guess there's like a level up system or something, because it shows that I've got a medal. It just says 1, so I'm guessing that's like my rank. Maybe after you kill enough guys, you rank up, kind of like in the first Metal Gear. But that was saving guys, it wasn't killing people. After you saved enough people, you'd rank up. Man, look at that sporadic shooting, dude. That dude does not have that dude did not have a consistent shot pattern. I don't know if they're supposed to. Oh, jeez. You get stuck on stuff a lot. And it's kind of dumb that like you're firing whatever you're firing doesn't go full screen. It feels like their stuff goes full screen though. Oh. Yeah, those are mines, right? Or no, they were grenades. How do you throw grenades? I didn't know oh shit. Damn it. Okay. Okay, so purple things are not mines. Those are actually grenades. How do you use them, though? Atari only ever had 1 button. I mean, later iterations of the Atari had multiple buttons, but, like, we're only playing, like, default Atari. Like, I don't think this was one of the games on, like, the 5200 or the 7800. Pretty sure that this was just 2600 Atari. How the hell do you use grenades? The one time I actually do legitimately care, because it's like, obviously they can be used as another means to attack, so it's like, because none of the other buttons do anything, and then if I hit any of like the shoulder buttons, they end up freaking, damn it. Talk about freaking on the point shooting. Look at how sporadically that guy's moving around too, and he's shooting straight. Like, he knows where I'm at. I guess the thing is, this is just the move and shoot. It looks like if you try to like aim your shot, you end up getting shot yourself. So I get this up building and I don't know what to do. So I just die. You probably have to kill like all the enemies on the screen or something like that, I'm sure. Oh man, I just want to know how to use grenades. I had 19 grenades. Like, come on now. I wonder if maybe that's just like a score thing. Like, you get more score if you pick up the grenades. Like, I don't know if you could actually use them or not. Ugh. Alright, that wasn't too bad. Alright, we'll try one more game, and then I'm going to go back to one of the games I played already. Probably Spider Fighter, because that one seems to be the one I had the most fun playing. We're going to go back, and we're going to try out some of the different modes that I unlocked. So, what can we play? Why did a part of me think Breakout was on here? I don't know. A part of me thought the Breakout was on here. Let's try this one. See what it has to offer. Oh, I think I remember this. Yeah, okay. I remember this one. Yeah, because aren't you like some dude? Oh, okay. Okay, so you get TNT. Gotta blow up the wall. How do you get back out? If you get stuck, is that it? Or, I guess you... Well, no. Okay. Oh! Man, for being such a simple premise, this game's actually kind of intuitive. I dig it. For making use of, like, what controls there were and everything. Okay, it looks like if you hit the light bulbs, the lights go out. I mean, it obviously tries to encourage you to not use all your TNT, but... Damn it. Okay, yeah, that was dumb of me. Aw, oh, damn it. Snake got me. Alright, so as we tried that one out, we're going to go back and, okay, so we're going to go back to Spider Attack, and we're going to try Spider Fighter, my bad, not Spider Attack. Okay, and we're going to try, so we got Cloud Cover, Starfield, Tilt-O-Vision, and Whirl. Let's try Cloud Cover and see what... Okay, so it just, like, gives you a fog effect on your game. Okay, I don't understand that, but okay. I mean, for you know, for this kind of thing, it almost looks a little. I don't know. I feel like now, like, for some reason, I'm like playing Atari and Silent Hill. I'm not doing too good right now. I don't know, that's kind of weird. So I'm assuming like Tilt-O-Vision is probably like a tilt screen or some bullshit like that. And that sounds like a blasty blast, dude. Like, ugh. It's gonna freaking wreck my eyes, I'm sure. Cloud-O-Vision. Like, I guess that's certainly an interesting thing to, like, if you just get bored with just the default stuff, like, if you just want to freaking, you know. This would kind of actually work more in Pitfall's case to, like, give it some extra flair, I guess. Okay, so it's either one of two things, and I know, like, I know I'm probably gonna get laughed at for freaking, you know, saying something, or just freaking, you know, haha. But it's like okay, it's either I'm playing this in Silent Hill, or I'm playing it in a basement with a bunch of stoners, which that would probably be far more probable when this was in day and age. Okay, so let's try Starfield. Okay, see, that one's not so bad. That's actually kind of neat. It makes it almost look like hell, that would work for, like, I mean, this one almost it works pretty well for this, I can definitely say. It looks like you're, like, actually moving. Okay, there we go. My shot wasn't, my button wasn't working there for a minute. I'm wondering if maybe my controller's messing up. I'm not really sure. I mean, I did buy this second hand, so I don't know what kind of condition it was in before. I don't know how often it was used. Or maybe just the game just kind of locks up every now and then. Like, it just like, has a iffy time, like, registering. The only problem with this, I see, the Starfield, is that because the shots are in a very similar color scheme, that's the big problem I'm seeing. Is that it looks like whatever that is supposed to be that summons the spiders. I'm guessing it's like a nest. I'm going to call it a nest. Why not? It looks like an egg sack. Yeah, since the shots are kind of similar, that's the only problem. Like, I mean, you could definitely get disoriented and think that the shots are stars. But, I mean, at least the shots do come downward, so, I mean, it kind of breaks it up. But, again, they do kind of blend in pretty decently with the shots fired by the enemies. So, I could definitely see that being... I could definitely see that being a problem. Actually doing a lot better than I was with the fog, at least. I don't know, maybe there's some form of like power to be had with the Starfield. Just gives me that motivation to try and play harder. Which is weird because I'm really just trying to like test these out, so you would think it would be like the complete opposite. It'd be like more like you'd think it would like give you the want to like want to play it with you know, just like normally or something, or like since I'm like trying to like go through these just to see what each one of them is, which will probably be the case. Like I'm actually trying to legitimately play and not. I mean, I've got about 9 minutes left for the stream. I do apologize that we didn't try to like shoot for and go through every single game like I did in the first take. But again, if they ever decide to unblock my video, it'll be the first take will be there because this will be listed as the Activision Anthology redo, like it is being streamed today. So we will definitely look into that when the time comes. Yeah, so I'm kind of confused what happens when whatever that is up in the corner. It looks like wheat, but I want to say it's fruit. I don't know why you've got floating fruit, but okay. Yeah, it seems like my controller just stops registering the fact that I'm pressing the attack button. I'm actually surprised how well I'm doing this time. Oh god, now it's like becoming like bullet hell tier. There's just gonna be a rain of freaking bullets. I mean, your ship's pretty small, so I mean, at least you got a lot of maneuverability by just being locked to left and right movement. Okay, now we got like watermelon slices, I'm guessing. Taking a stab. Not really sure if that's what that's supposed to be, but you know, it's Atari, you gotta use your imagination. You get extra lives pretty frequently, though. I can't say that. Like, they're not stingy with the extra lives. Because like some of like those old school arcade games, you have to like get like 30,000 points before you even get like one extra life. And this one, it seems like you just, you know, get pretty like decent scores. Like I'm at 18,000, you know, and got an extra life. So even though I lost it pretty quickly. Yeah, now the bullets are just like, now they're just like freaking, now they're like going ham on the freaking bullet. Hey, 21,000 ain't bad though for a high score. Okay, let's see these other ones before I call it. So we got Tilt-O-Vision. Oh God, no! I would. How on earth? How is that fun? How is that enjoyable in any sense of the word? Where your freaking screen is constantly moving. Like, would anyone enjoy playing the game like this? Like, seriously? That's disgusting. That would probably make me sick. I'm assuming Whirl is probably the same way. Yeah, Whirl. Like, look at that. Like, how is that fun? That looks more like it would just drive me up a freaking wall. Oh my god, that's just like, that's gross. And I guess there's more of these that you can unlock, actually, because it seems like, since I unlock cloud cover, it's just like you have to eventually just do stuff. There's like a little check unlock list up here, so I don't necessarily know what all that means. What was it that I was playing? Wasn't it yeah, it was River Raid, wasn't it? I guess the G means game mode. I'm not really sure. Alright, well, we got a little bit more time. I don't want to spend all the remaining time on just that, so I guess we could try out maybe another game or two, I guess, in the little bit of time we got left. Okay, Crackpots, we already played Crackpots. Let's try out Frostbite. That one looks familiar. Like, I don't remember if this was one of the ones I played or not. Okay, so it looks like you have to hop back and forth between the platforms. Oh, it looks like you're making something. Like, the more that you hop on the ice, you're making like an igloo in the background? Yeah, I guess so. I guess you're supposed to make the igloo and then... Oh, I apologize about that. I guess you're supposed to make the igloo and then... I don't know what was pushing me, to be perfectly honest. It looks like it's easy to get down, but then to, like, get back up looks like it's a pain in the ass. Oh, yeah, I guess those birds actually can come and push you off. I don't think you got any form of attack or any way to defend yourself. Oh. You could change the route of the platform. Okay. Okay, well that again, you know, I bet the manual would have worked wonders. But it seems like you have to do it quick too, because it looks like that if you run out of temperature. Yeah, okay. Okay. Well, this was an interesting game to say the least. Alrighty, guys. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. I know it's a little short, but you know, I want to go ahead and thank anybody who stopped by and checked out the stream. Again, I apologize if people were looking forward to the next part of Army Men Green Rogue. I really want to get back to that game when I can, but at the moment, it's just I'm at a part where it's just like it's really difficult. Without there being any sort of like in-game cheats or any sort of like way I can get more credits or things like that. It's just really hard. It's definitely something that's gonna, if I can't find some way to cheat my way through it, it's definitely gonna be something that'll eventually put my gamer skills to the ultimate test if I can actually get through it. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys all enjoyed this redo episode of the PS2 dungeon. I know that that's probably not what everybody wanted, but we will be getting into a new game next week for sure. So I really I didn't want this to be a hang up for me, that I didn't revisit this and have an actual coherent working video that's viewable. So that was going to bug the crap out of me if I never did it. So that's why I really wanted to get this one out there. So thank you all for watching. Thanks you all for watching the archive for those who do. If you ever want to follow me on Twitch, please follow me at Daybreaker Rein. That way you guys can know when I go live. If you guys want live updates, I typically post on Twitter, minds.com, and on my Facebook. But of course, you know, Facebook is kind of a private thing. That's more meant for my friends. But on Twitter and minds.com, I do post updates when I do go live. So if you guys ever want to like know when I'm streaming, or if you guys ever want to catch a stream, that's the best way to do it. If you don't catch it, I archive it, so you can always watch the archive up on my YouTube channel. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for me. So this has been Daybreaker Rein, and as always, I will catch you all in the next one. Take it easy, guys.